I also want to tell the Honorable Gogoyo that CSs will only come to this house if there are questions, not statements. And what the Honorable Ruku has presented is a request for a statement, which is brought to this house through a certain process, a procedure. So if the Honorable, the Honorable Gogoyo is one new member who has refused to learn procedure. I don't know how he was in high school, but I have my doubts. But I want to say this, Honorable Gogoyo, you don't write a letter to Parliament. You bring a question on the floor of the House or a statement on the floor of the House, and when it is a question, the Honorable CS will come, for which we have a schedule. So Honorable Gogoyo, please, for the sake of gallery or any other thing, please be parliamentarian. Be a parliamentarian that knows procedure, knows standing orders, knows the Constitution, so that we transact business without back and forth. You owe this House the duty of care that we move forward instead of just bringing things, feigning ignorance of the standing orders that are here. Please, we want to move forward. That ignorance does not help this House. Neither does it help you, neither does it help you on the ground. It makes you look very bad by your people knowing that you know nothing about the proceedings of this House.
Order, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. Honorable Doris Donya, MP, Kisii County, is seeking a statement from the Minister of Transport, Committee on Transport.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request for a statement regarding the utilization of the fuel levy fund. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the utilization of the fuel levy fund on maintenance, rehabilitation and development of the country's road network. Honorable Speaker, the fuel levy, also known as the Road Maintenance Levy Fund, is primarily used to finance the maintenance, rehabilitation and development of the country's road network. This levy is collected per liter of fuel consumed. I repeat, this levy is collected per liter of fuel consumed. Recent increases in the levy have been implemented to address a significant backlog in road maintenance and to settle debts owed to road contractors. Honorable Speaker, even though 80% of the fuel levy is sourced from road users, the condition of most roads across the country remains poor, characterized by potholes, inadequate drainage, and stalled projects. The public rightfully expresses that the revenue from the fuel levy should lead to improved road infrastructure. However, this expectation has not been met. Concerns have been raised regarding the accountability of the relevant ministry in allocation and disbursement of these funds, including skewed distributions across the country. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1. A report on a total collection and use of fuel levy for the maintenance, rehabilitation, and development of the country's road network over the past 3 years, including details of the specific roads. Steps implemented by the ministry to ensure transparency and accountability in the expenditure of the fuel levy fund. 3. The criteria used to prioritize road maintenance and construction projects funded from the fuel levy. 4. Measures put in place to ensure timely completion of road projects funded from the fuel levy. And last, the status of disbursement of fuel levy fund between the national and county governments, and whether counties are sufficiently funded to maintain the roads under their jurisdiction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't know if I can make one statement about this. I've asked for 5 statements in this house. I've been given null and void answers. For this one, I will wish the Committee on Infrastructure to give me an example of a road in Kisii which has been maintained last year from the fuel levy, because all the roads in Kisii, majority of them in Kisii County are in a bad state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Bayer, the Deputy Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, while I acknowledge that we may have to give us 2 weeks to sort out her issue, and which is actually in order, the period that we request is 2 weeks, and we'll ensure that the Committee for Transport responds to your energy and both energy and transport responds to your question. But also, Honorable Speaker, just to let my good sister, very able women rep from Kisii, who has handled lions and gorillas, that you do not debate your own statement if you've read it. We have heard, very clear. But procedure is very clear that you don't start debating a statement that you just have read. Simple procedure of the House. We've heard you, and don't debate your statement. Thank you.
Order, my Majority Leader. Order. Madam Donya, you made your point. You can all. What is it? What's the point of order? Proceed.
Honorable Bayer is telling me that I've debated. Does he understand the difference between debating and just stating something? I stated. I didn't debate. English, I know you are used to Kiswahili. Come for lessons from me.
Yes, the Honorable Kibagendi, what's your point of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It is becoming increasingly concerning that the Majority Leader continually belittles concerns of members here and tries to hide behind standing orders and procedures. And I can see he's not even listening. I'm glad that he's being informed in Kiswahili so that he can get to understand.
Order, Honorable Osoro. Order. You are in the leadership of the Parliament, and there's an important issue being raised and questions directed at you or concerns, and both of you are engaged in another small kamukunji. Proceed, Kibagendi, and listen to what Kibagendi raises, the concerns.
Yeah. My concern goes to the Majority Leader and the Majority Whip, that they continue to belittle concerns of members, the questions and statements that are being made in the House by members representing their constituencies and Kenyans at large, whereby particularly the Majority Leader today, Honorable Bayer, who has belittled our Honorable Women Representative from Kisii County and other members who have raised concerns this afternoon. We request that sometimes we try to be serious. While you try to hide behind standing orders and procedures, you need to have some decorum in the way you respond to members. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu. What's your point of order?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I want to raise 2 issues where I would be pleading for your direction. The first issue, Honorable Speaker, is the last season I did raise a statement.
Order. Let's dispose of the business that's before us, which is the Honorable Donya's request for a statement. Bayer, you haven't given a concrete undertaking on when you'll have the statement ready. Can you say it again if the chair has not heard you? When will you have the statement ready?
I think, Honorable Speaker, very clear that we'll do it in 2 weeks, and the Honorable Lady agreed.
Okay.
In 2 weeks' time, I will inform the committee of...
Within 2 weeks, because after 2 weeks, the House will be in recess, which means by next week you have to do.
Yeah, but the report will be ready.
Okay, fair enough. The statement will be ready.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you.
Yes, now I can take the point of order by the Honorable Makari Muru. Proceed. What's your point of order?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I was saying I wanted to...
And I plead with the chair, with the majority leader and the majority whip to please listen to the honorable member so that you can respond appropriately. Proceed, Makari Muru.
Oh, yeah, Honorable Speaker, I want to raise two issues which I want your direction on. The first issue, Honorable Speaker, is that during the immediate last season, we raised a question relating to a young man who was electrocuted. And we did agree with the chair of the Committee of Energy that the statement for the ministry was not good enough. And there was need to have a meeting between the CS, the committee, and myself. That has not happened up to now. So I would want to hear, do I now raise a question again, or do we now, what is the way forward? The second matter, Honorable Speaker, is when we went for the parliamentary retreat in Naivasha, the CS, Treasury, made a presentation. And in the same time, he gave a commitment that before the end of the month of February, he will have released money for CDF, more so for bursaries, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, now we are 4th March, 2025. And unless I'm not well updated, I don't think any money has been released to the constituencies. I know the select committee time has elapsed, but we have the leadership of this House, the majority leader. How I wish, Honorable Speaker, that we could be updated on where we are. Why am I raising this matter, Honorable Speaker? Is because I think, Honorable Speaker, the executive has started taking this House for a ride. They give commitments in terms of timelines, they never honor them. I don't know for how long are we going to continue this way, Honorable Speaker. And if we don't really act on some of these issues, Honorable Speaker, this House will become very powerless. And will just become a talk show, which I would really want to avoid, Honorable Speaker. So maybe, Honorable Speaker, those two issues I could be updated on or responded to through your office, Honorable Speaker. I would really appreciate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the time.
On the first one, regarding the statement that you sought from the Committee on Energy, am I right? They have lapsed, so you have to reintroduce it again. Unfortunately, that's the rules. It was, come again?
The question was responded to, but we were in agreement that it wasn't good enough in terms of the
so the chair at that
so
time
the chair
directed
had committed
that
to have a round table meeting either.
Okay.
Yes.
Whip, can you give an undertaking on that round table meeting between the Member of Parliament, the committee, and the Energy Ministry?
Honorable Speaker, similarly, just like I said in the earlier statement, while again I do not want to let the cat out of the bag, the Committee on Energy is again one of the committees that is being reconstituted afresh. And the tables, the names of the members will be tabled here tomorrow or Thursday, Honorable Speaker, if the House Business Committee sits tomorrow. So I want to commit to the Honorable Makali Mulu that give or take, we work within 2 weeks or thereabout, or at most 21 days, and I think he's in agreement because he's a senior member of this House. He understands the procedure. Upon the tabling of the names, we have 7 days to elect the chairman and the vice chair, and then they will start setting the agenda, and then we'll go for a short recess. So let's be practical enough and just say that immediately we come out of recess, we'll make sure that that agenda is first dealt with. That is on the first.
Fair enough. I think that one. What's your point of order, the Honorable Kainan?
Mr. Speaker, the issue of CDF is a very serious issue. Very, very, very serious issue. Mr. Speaker, you remember how we fought very hard to have a fund that was independent from the executive. And when Engineer Karue came up with the CDF, the first CDF, it had a purpose. Mr. Speaker, from the time, and I want the deputy leader of majority and my good friend, the whip, to listen to this. It may not be their mistake. It's our mistake. Mr. Speaker, we passed the budget in June last year. I want the members here just to be practical because this is about your lives. I want you to hear this. We passed the budget in June, July, second month, August, third, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 10 months. Mr. Speaker, procedurally, all of us here are accountable to those who elected us. All of us here are accountable to the Constitution through our elected representative, and that is the provision, that's what the letter and the spirit of Article 1 says. Mr. Speaker, sadly, I do not know whether we have a committee. I do not know whether members are aware of their rights. We have advertised for bursaries. Yet the CDF committee, the CDF board